There was one man that stood above the rest after his performance yesterday. And yes, it was this one, Lionel Messi, who took the headlines everywhere en modo leyenda, in legend mode, el Mesías del Mundial, the Messiah of the World Cup. Absolutely brilliant stuff that we saw from Leo Messi yesterday, once again putting Argentina on his back on their way to a win and into the round of 32. Let's also welcome another world champion of ours, Frank Leboeuf, who I'm so happy dressed up in his finest clothes for us today, and Julien as well. Frank, let me start. Actually, you are most welcome, Frank. I'm glad you put on your Sunday best for us. But let me start, of course, with our Ali Krieger. Ali, Messi turns 39 tomorrow, but there's absolutely no signs of slowing down.
No, he's been brilliant. He's scored 5 goals, every single goal for Argentina. He's just navigating the game a lot differently now, where he just puts himself in really good positions to be able to, look like he's having fun. He's happy. He's just incredible. He's been remarkable, and there's no signs of him slowing down. I know at 39 I had retired. I'm not comparing myself to Messi by all means. Retired on a win. But the way that he's playing, I mean, he's just understanding the game a lot more. He's so experienced. He's now just thinking of how his body feels physically rather than just running it through the ground. And I think he's been unbelievable. And I love watching him play. And I'm so grateful that we get to sit here and talk about this and see this in real time happening.
Yeah, that's right. Now Lionel Messi is the most prolific goal scorer at World Cups. Kylian Mbappé just 2 goals behind him, so we have quite a race on our hands. But Nedum, when we talk about Lionel Messi now, I mean, it's almost like what more is there to say? Ali said he's playing with such freedom now, but he still is playing almost like he has points to prove when we look at his performances.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for me, that comes from his love, not just of playing football, but playing football for Argentina.
Yeah.
This is everything to him. You see the icons that came before him. You can see how he's an icon now. And the way that his players play for him, they play around him, the way everybody feels towards him. What I love is the fact that he's actually really quite like a humble person as well. I think for that level of adulation, you think, oh, he's going to be fancy this, fancy that, make it about him, but it's not the case. And I think in some ways, like his age, I've got to say, by the way, 39 is a great age. Maybe speaking from experience, it's a great age.
You still doing that?
Just for now, but I was talking about the age, not the play. But I think the way this Argentina team plays, and it's a really good Argentinian side, it suits how he plays, and it has done for a long time now. And I think that's something that allows him to be able to perform to this level. And as opposed to other people who are getting older, where the question is, can they keep up with the way that, say, football is now? No, it doesn't matter to him because he is so good, and his impact will always be felt whether he scores, doesn't score. He's going to have an impact on the game.
Yeah, and I know Frank and Jules, of course, are probably Team Mbappé when it comes to being the greatest goal scorer of all time in World Cups. There's still a race on our hands, but Frank, when you see Messi does what he does, and does it so well, how can you not love it, right?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And that's crazy because on the second goal, for example, he almost started in the action and came from the right side and came into the middle and finished the action. But it seems to be like Paredes didn't want to score, wanted to give the ball to Messi to finish the action, and it's what happened. And that's insane because, as he said, he's not playing to beat records. He's not playing because he's going to be 39 and counting down, his time in football. He's just playing with the fun. He's just playing because he feels good. He feels physically very good, and we can see that. So the guy is not at the end of the story. He's just in the middle of it for him, and he's just carrying it on, producing joy for everybody to watch him. Yes, there is a race with Mbappé. I think Mbappé is going to overtake him very soon. But what Messi is doing right now is just unbelievable.
Jules, what did you make of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that's been said already, in the sense that this is a team that is built around him, plays for him, that every player knows exactly what he has to do to make this team win. And the only way this team can win, really, is with Messi to shine like he did in those first 2 games. I didn't think their performance against Austria was that great, really, even if he had scored that penalty early on. But it works. Everything they do, the balance that they found with that midfield, how complement they are to each other and to Messi in the end, just works great. And they have depth in their squad. They can make some substitutions. We saw Lautaro Martinez starting. Then Julian Alvarez comes on. all that kind of stuff. But Thiago Almada, who's hardly played for Atletico Madrid this season, for example, at club level, is here in this team as a starter for a reason. He's maybe not the best of what is available to Scaloni for this team, but he works really well with Messi and with that midfield behind Messi and Lautaro Martinez. So it works great. And I think if the World Cup lasted the whole season, like 38 league games, for example, we would not see Messi doing this every time. But on a short tournament like this, over 7 or 8 games, because I'm not sure he's going to play now that they've topped the group already, that's perfect for them and perfect for him at his age.
Yeah, well, superhuman, invincible. We use all these words to describe Lionel Messi, but believe it or not, he apparently does have a kryptonite. Remember, he could have had another goal yesterday, but he missed this penalty. I think that was a surprise to many, but if you do look at the stats, it may not surprise you too much. Now, our Frank Leboeuf knows a thing or two about taking some penalties, and just look at the numbers. I keep saying comparison is the thief of joy, but we had to compare.
Hey, men lie,
Lionel
women
Messi
lie, but Frank Leboeuf is
Frank
better
Leboeuf.
at pens than Messi.
Yes, indeed. Look at that. Messi now with only a 78% success rate at his penalties in his career, but Frank Leboeuf, 93%. You do not get more clinical than that. Frank, look at Frank's recording himself.
Keep the graphic. Keep the graphic. Keep the graphic. I want to take a picture of that graphic.
There you go.
Thank you.
Frank Leboeuf, dare I say.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me or what?
You are better than Lionel Messi.
I did. Yes. Who would believe that? No, but that's. I think, and see, what struck me the most is the fact that he missed the target, the goal, because it's so accurate. And I never missed the goal because it's 7 meters, a little bit more than 7 meters. I never thought somebody like Lionel Messi would miss. I remember Platini, quarterfinal against Brazil, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in 1986. He missed also the net. And I say, well, it's impossible for those players. And I never missed the net. I missed some goals, like 4 goals in my career. But really, I was really amazed that he missed the target. I think maybe he had some pressure. Maybe he doesn't feel completely freed like when he does that. But he attempts so many of those, like 114 we saw. If I can see the graphic, it's huge. 100 and something penalties to shoot. You have the right to be only 73 and be behind me. And be behind me, Mr. Messi. Sorry about that. Nice haircut, Frank Leboeuf, by the way.
I was going to say, Frank Leboeuf with hair. Wow, who'd have thought it? Nedum, what do you make of those stats? I know all the respect you do have for Frank Leboeuf, but when you see that, do you feel better about yourself that, even Messi can miss a pen?
To be fair, I never missed a penalty either.
Oh, get the Nedum Onuoha stats up.
Also never took one. Never took one. Thank you, Jules. Thank you for finishing that off. But I think I've got to give credit yesterday to the Austrian goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Because for the way that people do the run-ups these times, like the longer you can wait, the more you can affect the way that they see the goal. I think Messi was probably waiting for him to just lean slightly one way, and then all of a sudden, it's got to be the perfect penalty, which is probably why he's missed it aside. And I know that's some people say that's like cope for Messi, but it's still, I'm with Frank, he shouldn't really miss the target. But fair play to the goalkeeper for doing his research and understanding, like, this is the way to give yourself the best chance.
Ali?
I just would never look at the goalkeeper if I am taking a PK. I would just set the ball up, just keep my eyes on the ball, and then go every single time the same way that we train. And so it was, a bit of a shock that he did miss. But despite the fact that happened, he is carrying this team, and he has 5 goals, and he's leading the Golden Boot already, and he is just never going to stop. I mean, he is unbelievable to watch, and he came right back and scored a goal.
Do you know the funny thing about it actually is, so the tickets to watch Messi will probably be the highest in this whole tournament. And when the penalty is given, everyone had their phones out.
Oh,
Everyone's like, I'm going to witness history. This is it
Frank
now.
just had his out.
The amount of videos that probably got deleted yesterday, it'd be hilarious.
That is very true. Indeed. All right, well, we showed you how Messi has been taking all the headlines around the world. This is the headline for L'Équipe. Now, keep in mind, this headline came out while France was actually playing, but it had Maître du Monde. I hope I said that right, Frankie. That means master of the world. Well, Messi was just pretty much getting everybody's attention last night, and this is what our Jana Gefjortov had to say about him yesterday on the show.
I'm in Austria. I worked in the studio today, and they played Austria. And, after the game, Ralf Rangnick, all the players, they said, why did they lose the game? Lionel Messi, Lionel Messi, Lionel Messi. He's just walking around. He's looking like he's like in a jungle. He's like a lion just looking there. Where can I go? Which space? I mean, this guy is, I mean, is there a word that can describe him? I tried in the studio to compare him with Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the composer from Salzburg, who was a genius, who had his operas in his head. He didn't have to write them down. I mean, this man is a genius. I mean, whatever you say, I mean, when I talked to my dad, he said, yeah, I saw Pelé. What a player he was. I will tell my grandchildren about a guy called Lionel Messi because he is turning in to be the best ever.
Well, let's have a look at Argentina's group, shall we? Because their 2-0 win yesterday over Austria means that they topped the group on 6 points, and then Algeria beat Jordan by 2-1. So that also confirms Argentina as group winners.